Who doesn't love a spine-chilling horror story? There's something undeniably thrilling about diving into a tale so eerie that it keeps you on the edge of your seat. But sometimes the most terrifying stories aren't found in fiction. True medical horror stories, drawn from real-life experiences, can be even more disturbing than any ghost story or urban legend. Let's delve into some of the most unsettling real-life medical experiences that might just make your skin crawl. Doctors, with their extensive training and exposure to countless critical situations, have witnessed some of the most horrifying scenarios imaginable. One such story comes from a doctor who was a resident in the intensive care unit, handling all emergencies for the hospital during a particularly grueling night shift. Exhausted, he decided to catch a brief nap in the on-call room, but his rest was abruptly interrupted by a page from the ICU. Upon arriving, he was met with a truly ghastly scene. A patient, surrounded by nurses, was sitting upright in bed, clutching a bucket nearly full of blood. The sight was as horrifying as it sounds. The patient was vomiting large quantities of pure blood, a distressing and rare occurrence. The young doctor quickly realized that the patient needed a central line, a crucial type of intravenous line that would help administer life-saving fluids. The problem was that only one room in the ICU was equipped to handle this procedure, so he rushed to confirm its availability and prepare for the transfer. Incredibly, he was gone for just a few minutes, but by the time he returned, the patient's condition had worsened dramatically. The patient was found dead, having bled out from the vomit in that brief period. This chilling incident remained etched in the doctor's memory throughout his long and successful career, a grim reminder of the precarious balance of life and death in the ICU. The horrors of medical situations extend beyond the realm of doctors and into the lives of patients. For instance, in 2016, a woman at Tokyo Medical University Hospital faced a nightmare during her surgery. While on the operating table, a spontaneous fire erupted in the room. Initially, investigators were baffled. There were no obvious sources of ignition, and all equipment was functioning normally. Even a team of external experts couldn't figure out how the fire had started. Eventually, the cause was traced to an unlikely source: intestinal gases. During the surgery, a laser used by the surgeons ignited gases released from the patient's body, leading to a fire that quickly spread to the surgical drapes. The patient suffered severe burns as a result. The bizarre and horrifying nature of this incident, where something as ordinary as a bodily function led to such a disaster, underscores the unpredictability and potential dangers inherent in medical procedures. Sometimes, the most terrifying experiences are the ones that involve unexpected and inexplicable changes to one's own body. Take the case of William, a British man who went in for a routine root canal but ended up facing a nightmarish reality. During the procedure, William experienced a sudden and complete loss of memory. Although he could recall everything that happened before the root canal, he was unable to form new memories afterward. This condition left him disoriented and confused, leading to a hospital stay for observation. Despite numerous tests, doctors could not determine the cause of his memory loss. William's life was profoundly altered, with his wife having to provide daily reminders to help him navigate his existence. His case remains a striking example of the fragility and complexity of memory. In another eerie twist, consider the case of a woman who developed a severe peanut allergy after receiving a double lung transplant. The allergy was a direct result of her donor's medical history. The young donor had died from anaphylactic shock caused by peanuts. Though rare, there are documented cases where transplant recipients inherit conditions from their donors. The exact mechanism behind this transfer remains unclear, but it's a stark reminder of how medical science can sometimes produce surprising and unsettling outcomes. Moreover, the human brain's complexity can lead to bizarre conditions, such as epilepsia arithmetica. In the 1980s, a young boy in Canada experienced seizures triggered by performing certain types of math. This rare condition meant that tasks like multiplication and division could provoke seizures, while simpler operations like addition and subtraction were generally safe. This case illustrates the extraordinary ways in which the brain can react to seemingly mundane activities. Finally, let's talk about post-orgasmic illness syndrome (POIS), a rare condition affecting a small number of men worldwide. After ejaculation, these men experience a range of distressing symptoms, including itching, burning eyes, nausea, and trouble breathing. The researchers in the Netherlands identified this condition and found that the symptoms resembled an allergic reaction to the person's own semen. Although there's no definitive cure, ongoing treatments, such as injections of the subject's own semen, show promise in alleviating the symptoms. These true medical horror stories, while deeply unsettling, offer a fascinating glimpse into the strange and often frightening aspects of medical science. If these tales intrigued you, don't forget to explore more of our videos for additional chilling stories and updates. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more content that dives into the most extraordinary and eerie corners of the medical world.